What's going on, guys? This is the Shinobi here, and we're back with another video. We're going to be talking about my ultimate Bloodied Commando build after the new update. And before we get started, let me know how you guys are enjoying the update. Let me know if you guys like it. Let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if you like the changes. Let me know. Alright, let's get into this video. No webcam, of course, because I want to show you these perk cards. So we're just going to go over the base special here. 8 strength, 10 perception, 6 endurance, 5 charisma, 7 intelligence, 10 agility, and 10 luck. That's the base special. Alright. And I'll let you know I'm going to be coming out with a power armor big gun build and a build with no power armor big gun. So we're going to be coming out with those builds too. And maybe a raid build. So let's get into this. First off, I'm going to show you my legendary perks first. We have maxed out agility, maxed out perception, taking one for the team for the extra 40% damage. We have maxed out strength, and we have maxed out endurance, maxed out luck. All right. So, of course, if I'm running silos, I'll throw on Master Infiltrator. So let's get into strength here. I'm also going to give you guys some options, some tweaks you can do, some different things you can add, move around, okay? So, the first perk, you can actually move this around, strong back. Now, if you're someone who doesn't carry a lot of things around or doesn't have a lot of weapons or someone like that, you might not need strong back. So, you can allocate those points somewhere else. Okay, so I personally carry a lot of things around in my inventory, a lot of guns, a lot of stim packs, so I want strong back. They actually just kind of buffed this in the new update, so very happy for that update, or that buff that they made. Traveling pharmacy, of course, I carry a lot of chems around. It's a very staple in my build, and we'll get to that later, what chems I take. Sturdy frame for the armor, very important. You can probably knock that down to 1 star if you want to, if you have ultralight. I actually think I do have ultralight, but I still have that on. Again, you can move that around if you want to, okay? But I like it, because sometimes I carry other sets of armor around me. Ballistic ammo weighs 90% less. Of course, ammo weight is heavy. Blocker, very important perk because you're bloodied. I mean, stuff like assaultrons will one-shot you. Some high-level ghouls can one-shot you as well. So very important you put blocker on there. Arms keeper, your weapons weigh 75% less, which has gone down to 2 after the update. And again, another thing you can move around is sturdy frame, okay? You can move those, allocate those points somewhere else in the strength category. So let's get into perception. Perception is pretty simple here. We have Master Commando, Tank Killer for the extra armor penetration and the 9% chance to stagger. Commando, Expert Commando, and Concentrated Fire. Now, before the update, I think my last video I only had 1 point in this because the card didn't work fully. But now after the update it works fully, and I want that extra % damage. Now, I had ground pounders in there previously. I do recommend you have Speed Demon on, because if you don't have Speed Demon and you don't have ground pounders, your gun is going to reload a lot slower. But I offered to get rid of that reload speed for the extra damage. So let's go to endurance. Endurance is another thing that my previous build video did not have a lot of perks in endurance. But since I've wanted to increase my survivability for my Bloodied Commando build, so I went ahead and redid it all, and we're now in endurance. So we got Life Giver, of course, for the extra HP. Ironclad for the extra armor, plus if you're wearing a double, it's double if you're wearing a matching set. Iron Stomach for the increased damage and energy resistance. Natural resistance, elemental resistance increased. Thirst Quencher, increased max AP. AP is very important in this build. It's a VAT-centric build. Radical, of course, for the extra strength. Starch Genes, of course, important for your mutations not to go away. And Rejuvenated, you gain extra benefits. Now I'm gonna go over, you can get rid of Rejuvenated if you want to, not unnecessarily a perk that you need. You can move it around if you want to. I went ahead and threw it on there. I had an extra point in endurance. Another perk you could possibly get rid of is natural resistant if you wanted to, and move that perk around somewhere else. So charisma is a big change as well that I made since my last video. First off, we are adding bodyguards here, which you gain damage and energy resistance based on your charisma and number of teammates. Very important. I mean, again, the survivability factor of the build needs to be taken into account. So this perk really does help out. Strange in numbers, increase those positive mutation effects. Now, this is another great perk. If you know, the 4-star rejuvenated basically does the same thing as spiritual healing. Now, I'm going to have this perk probably in every build starting since the update. So this is basically rejuvenators. Basically, it heals you based on your charisma while you're on a team. So, again, there's no reason why you should not be joining a public team to increase your health. So I highly recommend spiritual healing. Basically allows that survivability factor. You know, it really does heal you. And tenderizer for the extra damage. So then over in intelligence, we have field surgeon, which is coming from charisma. Nerd rage, a must in any bloodied build. Batteries included. Energy weapon weighs 90. Ammo weighs 90% less. Very important as well. Again, they did move fusion cores to the ammo stash, so we have that. But still a very important perk to help with weight. So agility. Agility is important because again, this is a very VAT centric build. You're gonna want a lot of AP. So we have action points regenerated 45% faster. And then this is a new perk, Gunslinger. So previously I think I had Escape Artist on this build and Born Survivor. I went ahead and took those off. First off, let me explain why I took off Born Survivor. I took off Born Survivor because I put on Spiritual Healer. Spiritual Healer heals you pretty quickly, and there's not really a need to have Born Survivor. Unless maybe you're going into raids and you want to make it a little bit, better. But Spiritual Healer does fantastic at healing you up. So I added Gunslinger. Now, I'm still doing a little testing here with it, but as far as I know, the damage is pretty good. It adds just a little bit of more damage. Damage is always good. Now, you can put this up to 3 if you want to and get rid of Packing Light. If you wanted to. But with Packing Light, they changed it where your action points regenerate faster when you're not over encumbered. Which is very good because you're not going to play over encumbered. So again, your action points regenerate. I like how my action points regenerate. But if you are happy with theirs and you want to change this to 3-star, you can. And then we have evasive. Again, survivability factor. Gunfu for extra damage. Now you can take it as a nerf. It did kind of get nerfed in a sense because I guess it was dealing out a little too much damage, and it did kind of get nerfed, I guess you can say. Adrenaline again for the extra damage. So over in luck is also pretty important here. We have Bloody Mess for the extra 50% damage. Grim Reaper for if you get any kills, it allows that bats to last longer with it. You'd be so, with this, you could just keep going in bats. It's crazy. Better criticals allows for the more critical damage. Super Entity. Now this did catch a nerf during the raid update, but it's still really good. Ricochet, very important. Great perk. Class Freak. The negative effects of mutations are reduced. Okay, Curator. Now you can change this if you want to. Now I'm going to recommend some perks. Now I use bobbleheads a lot in my builds, so I wanted to throw this on here. Now you can change this to Junk Shield, right? Add that extra resistances if you wanted to, right? Very important for the survivability factor. Or you can change it to like Good with Salt or 4-Leaf Clover. Now, sometimes if I'm dying a lot, like if I'm doing the raid with this build, I will throw in the Junk Shield. You know, just for that extra, you know, extra resistances. Or if I'm doing a boss battle, I'll throw on junk shield for a little bit. You know what I mean? So very good. I mean, you can change this out if you want to. All right, well, that's pretty much the build. I'll let you guys look at it for a second here. Great build. I played all day yesterday with it. Changed up it considerably since the last video, but great build. And again, this is end game. This is an end game build. This is the ultimate Bloodied Commando build. Very end game. All right. All right, let's go over my guns I use and armor. So, first off, this is more like a fun gun. Not necessary to the build at all. This is a Bloodied explosive. Now, I have Luckied on this. And then Fractures. Now, I went over in a previous video how underrated Fractures is. Now, this gun is more for just for fun, if I want to have fun with it. And it does a lot of damage when you cripple limbs. And then I added the explosion on there as well. Great gun, fun to use, not necessary for the build at all. So we have the same thing for a handmade. This is the Fractures handmade explosive, but this time I put VATS optimized on it. But pretty much the same thing as the first one. Okay. Pretty good. Fun to use. Very fun. Don't recommend using it inside buildings, though. So, next one we have the Enclave Plasma Rifle with the Flamer barrel. Obviously, this is a very good gun. My 4 stars polished on this. And then I have Durability as my 3rd and Rapid as the 2nd star. You could throw on Explosive on the Rapid here. I've seen some people with Vampires instead of Bloodied, but this is a phenomenal gun. I use this in the silos when I'm running the silos, and it just destroys the robots in there. Great gun. I throw on Polished. I really do like Polished on this as well. And then, of course, we have the Prime Capacitor. Fantastic gun. Very hard to get. I'm going to be honest. Mods are very hard to get. Still very rare, but great gun. Highly recommend you get one of those. So this is another kind of like fun gun that I don't really use very often. This is just a regular plasma rifle, automatic. It's explosive, VATS optimized, and then this actually has Fractures on it as well. Just another fun gun to add as well for me to use. Don't use it too often though. Probably should, because I love the design of the plasma rifles, but the Enclave Flamer just outshines it. Alright, this is when we kind of get into my more serious guns that I use on the basis, the daily. So, this is my regular, you can see pinpointers, but this is my Bloodied fixer here. Now, we have Bloodied, Rapid, VATS optimized, and pinpointers on this. Fantastic gun, deals out great damage. This is probably not my main gun I actually use. And again, I went over the fixer in another video on why I chose the fixer I chose. But yeah, this is a great gun. I use this for if I need a little bit more extra damage, a little you know, great gun, obviously. Can't go wrong with that. And then this is basically the same thing, except as a handmade. Yep, exactly the same as a handmade. You could probably throw on these fixers and handmaids, you could probably throw on maybe a explosive here, or I'm trying to think, what's that, critical damage here as well. But I like the feeling of Rapid. So this is my main drivers. These are my drivers. These are my main guns I use on the daily. Quad. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why not use Bloodied? It does more damage. Why not? Look, I'm going to be honest. I went over this in my fixer video. I don't really see a big difference between Quad and Bloodied as far as damage. Yes, the Bloodied does do more damage. But when you're fighting just mobs, super mutants, robots, I mean, there's not a huge difference at all with it. When you're fighting bosses, yes, there's a huge difference. But when you're just fighting simple enemies, nothing too crazy, Quad is where it's at, in my opinion. Now, the reason why is because you don't have to reload constantly. You can use VATS more efficiently. So we have a quad, and I highly recommend putting pinpointers on these guns, or you could go with polished. That would be my second best 4-star you could throw on this. So we have basically the exact same as the Bloodied, except for quad. And then we have a quad fixer as well. This is, again, I went over this in my previous video. I actually bought this off somebody. I did not craft this myself. You can buy God roll guns. You can't buy crafted guns. So quad as well. Pinpointers. Pinpointers is the big thing. Now you don't need pinpointers to use this. You know, obviously you could just do 3 stars if you wanted to, and these would still be really good. Okay, now this is my boss weapon that I use in all boss fights. It is my railway rifle. Now, hear me out. I know the railway rifle did catch a nerf a few updates ago, but it's still really good. I mean, with all my buffs I'm getting like probably 1,500 damage per shot. Fantastic. I mean, you can do different options on this as well. I have quad on here. Very important you go quad. You could go rapid. I've seen rapid. I've seen critical damage. I've seen explosive as a 2-star. I like critical damage. I like that extra damage. You got VATS optimized, of course. I've got pinpointers. Now, you could go with polished as well. You can even go with fractures. But the thing I've noticed with fractures is it kills before you can damage the limbs. So, fractures is not really, you know, it's okay. But I highly recommend pinpointers. So, really good. This is my boss killing weapon. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still good. So, that's pretty much it as far as weapons. I'm trying to think. I'll look through my stash box real quick. But that's pretty much it. Those are my main commando weapons. You could throw in like an Elder's Mark or something like that in this build if you want to. I don't really have an Elder's Mark, but that's, you could throw in one. So, armor. Now, armor is very, very viable. You could change it around. Now, I go with Brotherhood armor, Brotherhood Recon, because I think it looks cooler than Secret Service. But you could go with Secret Service as long as it's unyielding. If you're a bit of a lower level, you could go with Heavy Combat Armor, or even Silver Engineer Armor as well. But I went ahead and went with Brotherhood. I do have a set of Secret Service armor as well. So, I have Unyielding. Very important, you have Unyielding for the extra special stats. Powered for the AP regen and Thorough Hikers. And then as far as the 4-star, you're going to want Rangers. Now, you can possibly do like Limit Breaking for the extra survivability. But I highly recommend you go with Rangers for the extra range damage, okay? And then, as you can see, Powered, Thorough Hikers, Rangers, and Unyielding. Okay, now this is where it changes up. So, instead of Powered, I went ahead and went with Strength for the extra carry weight. Now, again, you can change this up. You can throw on Intelligence if you want to. If you wanted to. Oops, I just accidentally cleared that. Hold on. Yes, you can throw on Intelligence for the extra XP if you wanted to, but I went ahead and threw on Strength. Let's go ahead and repair that too while we're here. Well, let's repair this as well. So, we have, again, Strength, and then we have Arms Keeper down there. That was the only difference in Thorough Hikers. As you can see, I only have one Arms Keeper. So, the rest are all Thorough Hikers for that extra. So, I carry around a lot of stim packs, so that helps me out quite a bit. Okay. Repair this last piece real quick. Alright, and then of course my power armor is down there, and then I carry around a hazmat suit. So, that's pretty much it as far as armor and weapons. So, let's go over some chems that I take and food. So, don't worry about the inventory, it's a mess. So, we'll just go over. So, first off, we have small guns bobbleheads for the extra 20 gun damage. Fantastic bobblehead, I take this a lot. I also do leaders as well if I'm trying to level up or do the scoreboard. But great damage if you want a little extra. Great bobblehead if you want a little extra damage. So, I take also berry mentats if you want more XP as well. I'll throw that out there as well. So I have overdrive constantly. Overdrive is on my build. It is a very important damage. I had bought a bunch off people. You can also craft it, but I just bought a bunch using leaders or caps. Now, 30% critical damage and 15% damage for 3 minutes. Very good during boss fights, or you need that extra damage. Very good buff to throw in. Now, that's another thing. On my previous Commando build, I didn't go over the buffs I take. So yeah, very good. I'll give you an alternative. You can do Psycho. You could do Psycho buff as well. Doesn't give you the critical damage, but it gives you the 25% damage. And you can also go Psycho Tats as well. Very good alternatives as well. Very good damage. And then another thing, I'm just going to throw this in there. Live and Love 8. More XP. And then, of course, you got your stim packs. That's pretty much it as far as chems. We're going to go over food here. Again, messy inventory. I apologize. So, we use Ballistic Bach. Now, if you do not know where to get this, I have a YouTube video. Go check that out. It's on my channel. This is how you get it. You increase, again, I usually only take Overdrive more than I take Ballistic Bach. But Ballistic Bach is good for bosses. That's what I take. I stack those two because you're able to stack those two. So basically this improves your ballistic weapon damage by 15%. But it also increases the cost damage. Condition cost. So you're going to want a lot of repair kits, okay? I do recommend a lot of repair kits, which I do carry. And of course, Company T for the extra AP regen as well. I'm going to show you guys my mutations as well. And then I take a variety of foods. Really, the main one I keep up on is roasted Mirelurk for the max AP increase and smoked Mirelurk fillets for the carry weight. That's pretty much it as far as foods. Okay, I'm going to show you guys mutations real quick. And these are my effects right now, if you guys want to look at that. So I got Adrenaline Reaction Carnivore because I carry a lot of meat around me instead of vegetables. You can go with vegetables if you want to get the extra benefit from Company T. Eagle Eyes, Eagle Head, Healing Factor, Hard Mentality. Marsupial, Scaly Skin, and Speed Demon. Very important. Speed Demon is very important. So, pretty good. I'm going to give you guys a yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to go to West Tech or anything because I want you guys to believe me, this is a great build, okay? This is a fantastic build, you know. I'm going to go over just a couple other weapons I have in here. I have a healing plasma rifle. This is basically the same thing as the Enclave one, except it has vampires. I don't have it in my inventory right now, but this is another thing pretty important to have a weapon to heal you. I actually think that's it, actually. And then, you know, a quad. I would recommend a quad, but any gamma gun will do to get your rads up in case you lose them as well. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, let me know if you guys are liking the update or not liking it. I haven't gone a ghoul yet, but we'll see. I just want to let you know I'm coming out with a heavy, bloodied big guns character and one without power armor as well. Maybe even a raid build. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what you think about the video. Give me your opinions, give me your thoughts. Let me know if I could improve on the build down below. Let me know what guns to use with this build. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and peace.